everybody, and welcome back, or welcome for your first time, if this is your first time. So this is the two-page piece that I was working on in the last couple of videos. I decided to go ahead and just finish it, and I recorded it, but I wasn't really happy with the voiceover, and I kind of just quit talking halfway through, so anyways, I figured I could either make it into a time-lapse video, but I didn't really know what to say about it over that, or just show it to you all finished up. So there we go. It's all finished up. And yeah, it's okay. There's some, I don't know, I wasn't super happy with it. But anyways, today I thought instead of doing that, what would be cool is, just because I'm feeling a little bit of stress and stuff lately, let's just do something fun and easy. And I've been feeling the itch to do some character design. So I guess I want to make some more videos about this, because I kind of mostly have been doing doodling and stuff like that, but I like to draw a lot of comic type stuff, cartoon type stuff, so let's just get warmed up on that whole subject, and I'm going to show you guys how I like to draw Fuzz, the Wizard of Fuzz. So I'm going to just kind of, I don't know, we'll draw him right in the middle, why not? And he is basically mostly a beard. So I just start by drawing kind of a bean shape for him. And it's kind of his body and his head. And you'll see here, almost like a bean or a sack of potatoes. It's kind of the, can you see that? Yeah. And then I'll just, that's kind of his head and his torso at the same time. So I'll start by kind of drawing the rim of his hat there, and we'll just make a cone coming up. And actually, let's go with the contour of his body here. It's kind of pointing backwards a little bit. Let's point his hat backwards. He's a wizard, so he's got his wizard hat. And then depending on what angle you're looking at him from, you can draw the brim of his hat either flipped up or down. I'm going to do it flipped up today, so, or not flipped up, but we'll be looking at the underside of it. He has just that big, like, Gandalf style wizard hat. Okay, so we'll come back to some of that other stuff later, but next thing we need to do is add in some arms and legs, and I kind of like to give most of my characters like that ghouls and ghosts sort of pose, if you know what I mean. Kind of works with him. We're just going to draw a little upper arm, couple little upper arm pieces here. Something like that. And then we'll draw his legs. Kind of coming down here, like so. And maybe he's just going to be kind of springing into action here, so draw his back leg kind of kicked up like that. And he's got long pointy feet, so we'll give him some little shoes like that. They can be boots. I'm drawing them pretty small here today, so you know, they can be pretty vague, or if you draw them bigger, they can have a little more detail. And then I think we're going to give him... I'm just going to draw a little ball for a hand here. I think I'm going to give him a little stick. He's kind of a dust bunny, I guess. So maybe I'll give him... I'm feeling like he should have like a burnt match for his little magical staff or whatever. So I just draw... He's got a little burn up matchstick here. And I'm going to extend that on the back here, make that a little bit longer. Oops. Let me see. Yeah. We'll give it that. Sort of you know, squared off shape to it there. Okay. And we gotta draw his little fingers. He's only got 3 fingers. So we're just gonna sketch those in. They don't, he's a cartoon, he doesn't have to be super detailed, so. We'll do something like that, maybe. And maybe his little thumb could be hanging out. There we go. And as far as this other hand goes, let's just... Maybe it's just... He's like kind of running, so maybe he's just got a little clenched fist up here, huh? We'll just sketch a little hand in there. I probably drew this a little small. That's okay, though. Let's see. All right. Okay, so now that we have that stuff done, we need... He's basically a big mustache and a beard, so we're going to have to draw kind of a center line coming down. That's going to be the split in his mustache. And it's a big bushy mustache. It's going to come down. It's going to hide the tops of his arms, like so. And on this side, it's going to go kind of like that. Almost like a Lorax or walrus snout or something. And then the back here. And then the rest of him is a beard hanging down. So we're going to figure out which way that needs to be going. And I want it to kind of go with the flow of everything, but also not interfere with some of this other stuff. So let me just... Yeah. I'm going to draw it coming back this way. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Make sure we carry that line up that way. And then where his leg pokes out right here, I like to just draw a line kind of like it's hair, just covering it up there. And boosh, we got ourselves a Fuzz Wizard beard body. And we will carry that down a little ways. And sometimes I give him accoutrements, sort of, hanging down. I'm going to draw the tip of his mustache on this version, just kind of hanging out there, like so. He's going to have a bunch of hair texture coming down like that. I think he's just going to be, you know, sometimes he's got his little satchel of magical whatnots, but I feel like this leg is way too long, this back leg. So I'm going to shorten that up just a little bit. And maybe I should make it kicking up a little higher. Let's point it up this direction. There we go. Give him a big knobbly knee. And his little pointy feet. I'm going to angle the toes kind of downward here. And I think, you know, now that now that I'm thinking about it, I think I showed how to draw him on the Inktober series here, so maybe I have shown how to draw him already. Should we have his hat kind of flipping up like this? So he's like jumping. That'd be cool. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Do I like that? Or do I want it kind of... Maybe it's flipping down a little bit, actually. What do you guys think? I just don't know. Give him kind of a hat band there. Yeah, let's leave it down like that. And I haven't tried the sketchbook for pencils yet, so this will be a good test. See if it's any good for that. And we'll draw, I'm going to arch this forward just a little bit like that. And then draw kind of a section where it flattens out, because what his hat does is it comes up and then it bends and it starts to kind of loop back around on itself. The way I do that is by just drawing these kind of cylinders where each bend happens and then looping it back on itself like so. I can have it come out on the other side. Maybe something like this. Zigging and zagging every which way. That's actually pretty cool. I like it like just like that. So let's give him a little ink. I'm going to give him the old light erase. And we got our TWSBI Eco, fine. Fine, it's fine. Let's start with the stuff in the foreground first. I'm going to kind of over-exaggerate that burnout match head there. It was a little small, I think. I'll do something like that. And then be real careful. Get his thumb in there. His little thumb bits. And this is just, I kind of want to get into doing some more character design type stuff on the channel here. So this is, I'm kind of just using this little fuzz wizard drawing tutorial as a warm-up. And then I'm going to try and show you guys how I approach character design for like little comic cartoon type characters. So hopefully you're interested in that. And hopefully I feel like sticking with it beyond just this one little fuzz wizard drawing. So, but we will see. I've been thinking a lot about doing some comic type stuff lately, or maybe I have a board game that I started working on, and it's mostly to the point where it just needs artwork. So that would be kind of a cool thing to do for the channel, maybe. But I don't know. I think I was at the point with the rules of and everything on the board game of having to like play test it to make sure it all worked right. And that's kind of where I just stopped. So I guess we will see. But something, maybe a little comic strip or something. We could mess around with that. Might be kind of fun. But I'm just trying to wrap my head around how I would make videos about that. Because it's hard sometimes to talk about what I'm doing, So I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing, and then trying to explain it at the same time can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes for me. So I guess we will see. Ooh, long pointy shoes here. I feel like I messed that up a little bit. That's okay. No big deal. If you're doing a little character, just draw them bigger. Don't draw this small. This is ridiculous. Who said this was a good idea? All right. I think I'm going to come through with a different pen and draw all the hair texture here in a minute. But we'll definitely draw some of the other characters on this page. He rides around on a little snail, Gary the snail. And there's he fights a cat that is basically a dragon to him. I think I named the cat Dragon in my little... I haven't made an actual comic of it yet, but I kind of had like a little character design. I actually made a coloring book with all the characters and stuff in it, so if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description there. You can check it out. There we go. Something like that. We'll draw the top edge of his hat here. And I like to give it some like little notches and stuff in the brim to make it look all rustic. And if you're wondering where a tiny fuzzball wizard got a wizard hat, it's magic, so don't worry about it. Thank you very much. It's this magical wizard hat, all right? Quit asking so many dang questions. I'm just kind of drawing some wrinkly bits here where the hat folds over. And I'll draw the hat actually coming down this way. Give it a wrinkly bit here. So it's going to change direction right here. Yeah. So we want these wrinkles to be facing in opposite directions. There we go, like so. And then the rest of it, it doesn't really matter if it's wrinkly or whatever. I like to make it look kind of ragged. Something like that. All right. Let's just give this black ink, because I think I'm about to come through with that Lexington gray. Hopefully it doesn't bleed too much. Feather too much is what I mean. But I'm going to give the Burn Up matchstick a little bit of black on there. There we go. How's he look? Look cool? Yeah, he looks cool. This kind of started to close up the lines up here. And when it does that, what I like to do is just fill it in solid the rest of the way. It just kind of... I don't know, makes it look singed or something. Alright, so here's the Lexington gray. So we're going to come through and we're going to give him all kinds of little hairs. And so it's going to all be in shadow over here. Ooh, that's got some flow to it, doesn't it? All right. I'll do something like that. And then he's going to have kind of a highlight on his mustache right here. So we want to just leave part of it open like that. Yeah, and see, we got that. That leaves us with that little highlight right there. right, and then back here is all shadowy, so we just give it some hair texture. And then right here on the front of his beard is going to have a highlight too. Right about here. Then it'll get a little bit darker there. Like so. And it will just give it some hair texture coming down here. And I'm just following the contour. Like that. And I don't know if I've talked about this before, but I actually don't draw a lot of like realism type stuff. I'm more into cartooning, comics type art. And I do practice a little bit of like realism, you know, drawing from life and reference and stuff like that. A little bit, but for the most part, what I'm actually interested in is drawing from imagination, drawing cartoons, stuff like that. And I know it doesn't really show, maybe it does, I don't know. Maybe it shows in the doodles and the abstract stuff that I do, but yeah, I'm more into, I'm not really into drawing bowls of fruit and stuff, so I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but actually really enjoy cartooning. What's interesting to me about that whole thing is you almost get people that look down on it or something. It seems like they think like that drawing from reference and everything being as realistic as possible is like the ultimate form of art. And I kind of look at it the other way. I feel like drawing from imagination is the ultimate form of art. But that's just, you know, it's all subjective, so that's just some random dude's opinion. There we go, and I'm just adding a little bit of shadow here. Shadows on the arms and legs. There's not a lot of room here. I would like follow some sort of contour if it were bigger, but not a ton of room. So we're just gonna even like just give him some dots along his shin there, along the bottom edge of his arm. This is gonna have a little more of a shadow, like so. And yeah, I don't think there's enough room to shade in the fingers or the matchstick, so we're just going to leave that how it is. Sometimes it's better to just leave well enough alone. And then let's shade, we're going to shade underneath the brim of his hat here, so I'm just going to pick kind of an arbitrary hatching direction. Just trying not to do anything that the same direction as his beard if I can avoid it. And then what I'm going to do for this little top edge of the rim here is I'm just going to start the hatching a little bit lower than that. And that'll give it the effect of having like a little bit of an edge on the rim of his hat there. Like that. And then as long as you shade all the way up to the edge on the back, it'll make sense visually. Yeah, see? See what we did there? Then we can give them just a couple little dots over here to insinuate sort of a contour. Now up here, there's going to be a big highlight right on the front here, so we're just going to draw some little pecks, and then as we get closer to the back here, we'll get longer and longer with our lines. And then it's got like a little divot there, so we can just draw like a notch. And then same thing up here, just some little pecks. And we're just creating that light source on the front by leaving that space blank. This kind of stuff applies to anything you're trying to draw, really. You can do this, use these techniques to draw a lot more than just wizard hats. Although this is getting a little sloppy here, I wouldn't recommend basing anything off of that. And yeah, my little disclaimer here is that, if this is my way of doing stuff that I've figured out, it might not be the best way. It might not even be a good way. But it's how I know how to do this kind of stuff. So, take it for what it's worth. All right. And then, okay, so our light source is going to be coming down that way, so we're going to make this whole backside of the hat here or this section right here anyways is going to be pretty much all in shadow. And then this right here will have a little bit of a highlight. So our light's coming down that way. Right. And right. Maybe right over there. I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up. That's going to have a little bit of a shadowy edge. I don't know why I decided to draw little dots outside of the line work there. That looks pretty good to me. Pretty good to me. And, that might have, technically had a highlight there, but I'm just going to use a little artistic license on that one. Just fill that in. All right. There we go. So now what we can do is just grab... Do I want to go thick? Yeah. I'm just going to grab a little bit thicker of a line and just give him a peripheral sort of job here. And we're just going to grab those edges like so. Where that overlaps, we'll just carry that on through there. That'll help make it look more 3D. And then here where the lines start to go together, I'm not even going to bother doing the extra peripheral line. Just leave that be. All right. There we go. And then we can grab that top edge of the hat here. Ooh, this is a juicy pen. It kind of scares me. I'm worried I'm going to start running over stuff. Accidentally going too thick with the lines, so we just got to be careful. There we go. That little peripheral line really does make it pop, though. It also cleans up any weirdness that you might have, like if your hatching went outside of the lines or anything like that. Oh, baby. All right, and then right up here, I'm actually going to take this line right across here where his hat sits on his head. And that's just going to make it look like it's tucked in. You see? Yeah, you see. Yeah, you know. We'll give it a little bit right there. Right there to give him a little distinction from the hat. And this is going to be really good for this type of stuff right here around his arm and his hand to really make them so those little small details don't all start to blend together, right? See how it just pulls that hand out from the hair texture behind it. It's a good way to do that. And it's very pronounced on this small drawing. It's a little more subtle on larger drawings, that sort of effect, but it's just as effective on a larger drawing too. It's just more subtle, I guess. Okay. And then right around that match, I'm just going to kind of avoid that spot right there. Just to give it, because it's solid black through the matchstick there. So if we use that little break in the line there, it kind of makes it pop. Just those little tiny details, you know? That's what makes it really start to pop out. Be special. Look good. Oh no, I got a fuzzy on here. I got a fuzz on my pen while I'm drawing fuzz. Let me clean that up real quick. And I think I want his boots to be black. So I'm just going to fill those in. Let's see, we should probably leave a little bit of a highlight here. Just right on the, yeah, just like that. Kind of on the top section of the boot. There we go. But yeah, we'll give him a little, bulk up that line right there. Same thing over here. Just fill that in like so. Give him a little shadow on the bottom edge of the mustache. I think I'm going to leave these top edges of this point on the mustache and this back edge of the beard. I think I'm going to leave those alone just to kind of give them like a little bit less weight. But the bottom side here, I'm going to do this line for like a nice little shadow along that bottom edge. And just right up to there. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Go ahead and if you enjoy this type of content, let me know down in the comments. And if you have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and let me know down in the comments as well. And thank you to my patrons on Patreon. You guys help support the channel. And, oh, let's get you in the frame here. You guys help support the channel, and I appreciate it greatly. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's links in the description. And I will see you all in the next video. All right, bye now.